seen the queues in KZN. I mean, people having to queue for over 1 kilometers line just to get their bread.
And some are arrested. Yeah, abanye thola ukuthi bebangayenzi mhlambe wale bebalandela nje bashaya ingoma behind arrested. So tough Nkululeko Nkululeko very tough touching ngoba njengoba ngisho kunemphefumulo eluzekile kuluzeka imisebenzi kunabanye abantu bacabanga ukuthi they are kuma relationship until they lost their job. Ama relationship abambe imisebenzi. So ayinzima kakhulu. Ubone reality. So Nkululeko makunje tough abantwana abadlini.
All right, there you go. 10 minutes past the hour, 5 o'clock. Of course, we try as much as we can not to be political, but of course, when we're doing radio shows, we have to give you an idea of what is currently happening in the social context. We give you football, but we also have to a little bit briefly talk about what is happening in the current social context as well. 11 minutes past the hour, 5 p.m., 0645250513. We asked you, what do you expect to see with final Kaiser Chiefs and Ahly? We got your voice notes, so many of them. We'll play them throughout the show as well. And also Stuart Baxter reintroduced as well to Kaiser Chiefs. He's going to be on the bench for the first time. So what kind of an impact will that have as well in the final? So we're asking those questions along those lines from the voice notes. So what you'll hear from the voice notes will be something to that effect. In a moment, we'll hear from the coaches as well. When we come back from that, before we get into Kaiser Chiefs and everything else, our Ahly CAF Champions League final, we're going to talk about a signing which happened in the last 45 minutes as we were preparing for the show. Thabiso Kutumela and Mamelodi Sundowns as well. And we'll look at the options, the Mamelodi Sundowns. How many strikers do they have and which one are they going to have to let go as well? Kodwa ke phambi koba singene kuleyo into esawucela into ba uhabule kancinci nje apha kumfoka Musimane ungafinci kodwa.
So much. Coach Pitso Musimane, you're doing a very good job there in Egypt and on Ahly. My question is, Ahly prides itself in dominance and relentless trophy holding every season. Is the pressure of chasing Zamalek in the league on the thoughts of the team as they head into the final or the CAF Champions League final, or is it that you take every game as it happens?
Yeah, Isaac, the easy way for me to get out of this thing to answer you is that you take a game, every game as it goes. That's the easiest way. But you've mentioned pressure. I've always had pressure at Mamelodi Sundowns. Where I came in Mamelodi Sundowns, there was pressure that this team hasn't won nothing for the last 7 years, and I got this team from the second bottom from the league table. And there was pressure that will this team survive relegation? And then after we survive relegation, there's pressure that this team can win the league. We won the league. And when you win leagues, and there's pressure that can you win the Champions League, which we did. So there's always pressure. There is no coach who comes to Ahly and is on comfort zone with feet up and resting. There's pressure in Ahly. So if you don't want the pressure, don't be here. And if you don't want the pressure, you can coach Mamelodi Sundowns, you can coach Ahly, you can coach Bafana. So that's the life and the stress and the pressure. And coaches, we should live under pressure. We should enjoy the pressure. We should strive under pressure. Otherwise, I would not like to be in a team that you don't have to play for nothing. You play everything.
This is Brian Spider-Man Baloy, and you're listening to...
That's Pitso Musimane talking about pressure and everything else surrounding the final as well. So many things happening, bubbling under. The reason why Ahly is number 2 in Egypt is because they have had to play in the CAF Champions League, and of course they have like 5 matches behind. So you lose the final and then you don't win the league. It's too much pressure. But of course, we'll delve into that later on in the show. The breaking story of the last 30, 40 minutes to an hour was the story of Thabiso Kutumela signed by Mamelodi Sundowns. Junior, you didn't really get an opportunity to respond to that. Let's talk about that. Keeping in mind as well that at Mamelodi Sundowns, there's Mauricio Afonso, there's Kemit Erasmus, there's Gift Mutupa, there's Peter Shalolile. There's so many different strikers as well. Let's first talk about your reaction to the signing.
I mean, yes, my tish. One, we're talking about a player that won South Africa Champions, top goal scorer. HAC, I think it was 26 by then. If I'm not mistaken, going to Orlando Pirates, a lot was expected. He stayed there for 3 seasons, 3 to 4.
Less, I think
Two.
yeah, maybe 2 seasons because it was not a memorable spell.
But one, Somagazuya Lapa, a lot was expected, didn't deliver. What is now day one?
1993. So 1993 is 28, 29 around.
Yeah, so Sundowns, I believe me, Nagim. Thabiso Kutumela, we had a chance going to Pirates, it didn't produce. So why bring him there? With the quality that we have. Unless spending on quality. And then be pinned could make. Now we've got Khanye Rasmus, quality. He's done a lot for Orlando Pirates, Supersport Orlando Pirates national team abroad. Clinical. Shalulile, Mabam Saina, being a question mark, but he's proved himself. A top goal scorer, player of the season, player of the season. Ufiwa click and I like it tough. Not the player that can take players on, but he understand the role. Surrounded the cream and we have 70 this team, good thing 70 finish. You've got
they also signed last week Usa Franco, who we don't know. He's a striker, but we don't know. He's very clinical according to his stats. But that's another striker in Sundowns.
Sundowns, badlala ngabo false number 9. Njoba ngisho. If Khanye Rasmus is not there, if Shalulile is not there,
sure.
Mina kumamle Sundowns, I can play Serino there. Up front, I can play out and out striker. Njoba ngisho Serino, I can play him there. Keletso Maghalwa, more dynamic player. You don't need a static player. Nginkinga no Thabiso Kutumela one. I don't think it's comfortable that much Polwin. Talent lakhe is not talented, is hard worker. With Sundowns, sharp, it's understandable. If Shalulile can work hard and uyakwazi ukuthi ayisebenzise ama-chances that is, it's a goal poucher. Uyayazi irole ayidlalayo ngoba kumsizile i-coaching ye-Sundowns pheka usuka ku-Highlands Park. Coaching was not the same. Yena lo mjita uNtakama noPitso nabo Mancoba nabo Rulana. But uthe makafika wa-understand i-coaching emsiza and naye wabamba ngespeed uklikela ngehlaf. So uThabiso Kutumela njengoba ngisho nginenkinga naye one is not that talented player. Second, yes, technical is good. Uyambona ukuthi like unayo that ability yokukhahlela ibhola. But enginenkinga nayo ngaye is he gonna be able ukuthi akwazi ukumove njengalama player njengoKhanye njengoShalulile na? Because once uShalulile angadlala uKhanye, a lot will be expected from him. Is he gonna play under pressure now? Because kuPirates uyitholile that opportunity whereby bamfaka aqala igame eDerby, nothing is bekayenza. So now respect no Mamelodi Sundowns kule kayifana. Sundowns is one of the top team in South Africa, in number 1 game. So going there, the pressure uzokhona ukuyabsorba now. It was good if uya kuma team njengabo game. Mhlambe from la Respect United going to AmaZulu. Because even going to Chiefs, a lot was going to expected from him. So kuya ku big team kunguthi ke wire, it didn't do well. Yini ezomenza manje China? Because ngiyakutshela Nkululeko, yabona bamsign uyakorada. I don't think he's going to get too much chances. More than he was getting Respect United.
All right, let's look at the other options and how he will fit into the picture. Like I said, Safranco, Shalulile, Afonso, Khanye Rasmus. There's so many, Mutupa as well. I'm talking about now forward players. As Lala number 9-ish kanje. So how does it fit? How does it fit into that picture? Yeah?
Mina Nkululeko, since Sundowns signed, especially as a striking force, Afonso, Safranco, I don't know him that much. Mbonile Afonso, not Sundowns material, I'm sorry. As an impact player, angazi makwenze njani, whereby you playing angazi. I don't know.
When you've run out of ideas.
Ngisho kanjalo. Kulaba abomthupa is not the Sundowns. Game naye, I'm sorry, angazi bamsignile. Their team is going down. Slowly is going down. Kune quality eningi, but bayihlakaza ama signing wabo. Nkululeko bekungamelanga. I'm sorry, especially basign umuntu njengo ngalo mfana lo yena lo ngiyaxolisa. Lama signing nje ngikhuluma ngawo wonke labo bayenzile unnecessary for me. I understand about signing ngoba labantu laba they not bringing something abanganayo. And the worst part ×2. Laba banayo is ×2. So they're going to release whatever they have. Quality more than players that abayiko sure. Because truly speaking, nalabantu ababasainile last. I don't think but sure. Yabo, you ngithi sometimes ngina business team mina Nkululeko ngizibhlungu Sundowns ngiyayirate mina ngokudlala ibhola and ngiyayirate the way they scoring goals because of numbers don't lie. You can deny but they winning in style. They've been winning in style. Ithi le minyaka edlulile. Nale season edlulile bheka baluzama about 3 trophies. Whereby ilento yabo le ukuthi sometimes they sacrifice. Ene kungamelanga. Ene mina truly speak uRulani Nyamrita. Noma ngoba benyamrita namanje. But even Steve, mara decision wabo sometimes I don't know it's somebody behind him. Ama decision about thatha ngoba ivar ukuthi amasani mawenzile. If it was young stars whereby ama under 23 there's room for improvement mhlambe their development I could understand. Okanye mhlambe ngenze example Nkululeko. You sign a player like ngenze example. Mau sign a player ngathi yabona mfana lo odlala kuBloemfontein Celtics Potsane. Yeah. If you bring him to Sundowns, uphinde ube ne-benefit of the doubt ukuthi one is dynamic, dribbling wizard, a dribble to eliminate. Ufuna nje coaching. You understand Nkululeko? You sign type of players. Usign umntambo from Pirates. Idea unayo uzofuna ukuthi understand indlela endlala ngayo. Talented players. You bring Khama ngenze example. You understand Nkululeko? Bazo etta something out of nothing. Phezulu kwalento abanayo. Now bringing these players whereby njoba ngisho yena sesikhuluma ngalomjita lo yena ulo Kutumela. He went to Orlando Pirates. Nkululeko akenzanga next. Abamnikile chance ngibukelile amagame amaningi. Maritzburg akana pressure. I don't think there's more than
I think that's the other thing as well is that on one hand you could say Pirates I don't have anything to say to you against Kutumela at Pirates because everything you are saying is spot on. And then someone else could say, look, he then got an opportunity to revive himself. Ufumene opportunity was reviver with Maritzburg United, and he got 14 goals or something like that. So maybe that's why. That's the reason. That's the logic. He got an opportunity to redeem himself. He got Maritzburg United, and that's why Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, SuperSport, Amazulu would want to look at him.
We're not too sure. Ukuthi ingenzeka 50-50. Yeah. It might happen right, it might not happen. Ikai-2. Cause effect ukuthi kule age beka kuyo. He was not a young star when he was signed from Orlando Pirates. Who's redimile now against kuyiphi team? If beka redimile loan mhlambe ku Pirates or Chiefs beka play so Pirates doing well ku Pirates or Chiefs kune pressure lapha. You know ukuthi bengizosho ngithi Sundowns remember ucompete kunama player engaki lapha. How many quality but win ama trophy engaki lapha.
All right. Long term, do you give him an opportunity as we wrap up this point? Do you think it's going to be a long term player for his Sundowns, or is going to be one of those players one season? Okay.
Uzofana no George Maluleka. Similar like they sign you, bane hope. But ka George ngakutshela ukuthi bamsign kanjani. They were stepping in Chiefs now. So Kutumela is still a hope. Yokuthi maybe he might do one to try. Thabiso Kutumela no mthupa it's a similar type of players. You needed somebody dynamic njengabo Khanye. You need to research ukuthi DStv Premiership. Ngiyaxolisa Nkululeko ba research because it's rare na DStv Premiership ngibonile. They're no longer producing those superstars ukuthi ungayenza market.
Yeah, that's why it's very easy to sign a player just because we're not 15 goals, because there is a lack of quality in the DStv Premiership. Anyways, it's 24 minutes past our 5 o'clock. Nkululeko Ngewa on the microphone with the Junior Khanye as always. Massive Metro, massivemetro.com is the name of the website. We've got Kaswell. We also have Justice Shabalala and Offensa Piloya High behind the scenes as well, with social media and on YouTube as well. Just give us an update. What do we have on YouTube? 500 people watching us on YouTube. On Facebook? All right, 1,600 people watching us on Facebook as well. Thank you so much. That gives you look, what we're doing matters. What we are doing is important as well. So thank you very much for watching us, guys. Now then, on to now we're going to talk about the final. So Tabana, there's going to be predictions, and other people are not going to like the predictions, and so on and so forth. We're going to hear from Stuart Baxter, Kaiser Chiefs coach. He spoke a few hours ago on the press conference. He's going to be on the bench as well. We'll also hear from you, from your voice notes as well, immediately right after this breather.
Billiard, it will work. If counter-attack is not working, you've got Nikovic, Frosler supplying the cross. Yeah, I think that's where they will think of getting something. Otherwise, I don't see them going head-to-head with Pitso Mosimane. They don't have the quality to match that squad. So the best way is to sit back.
Hater, this is Renelwe Yelo Tsolonyane, and you're listening to Massive 11, the mecca of football lovers.
Good afternoon, Nkululeko and Junior Khanye. This is Obiseng from Vanderbilt Park. Yeah, I think tomorrow's game will be very exciting between our Ahly and Kaizer Chiefs. It can either come to South Africa or it can either go to Egypt. I think tactically, Al Ahly is a better team and it will give Kaizer Chiefs a lot of problems. But again, with Stuart Baxter on the bench, he's good when it comes to defense. So I think he will defend very well, and he's not the type of guy that like to play fancy football, but he just like scoring 1 or 2 goals, and he can defend his goals very well. So it can either go to Chiefs or it can either go to Al Ahly, given the fact that Kaizer Chiefs is very motivated by now. So yeah.
My name is Payanza Lisufi. You are listening to Massive 11, the Makeout Football. Where you are, remain here forever.
Nkululeko, my brother, kunjani? Trying to fix South African football, fighting with no one. Uphelele lo khulumayo Khosi fan. Clean. I-Kaizer Chiefs kusasa iyawina. Istar izosithola kusasa. Khumane yami Junior Khanye awuthanda ungathandi. I-Kaizer Chiefs kusasa iyawina. Uzwakhumbula lamagama izobhalwa ukuthi kusengasho njalo ukuthi iKaizer iyawina kusasa.
Hi, this is Simba Maruma here. You're listening to Massive 11, the mecca of football lovers.
Yeah, greetings to you guys, Nkululeko and Junior Khanye. And tomorrow is going to be a very difficult game for both teams, but I see Chiefs going through. If they can attack in the first whistle, I think they can manage the game well, and then the game will be won. Chiefs will come victorious.
Hi, my name is Tandi Merafe, media officer, Orlando Pirates Football Club. You're listening to Massive.
Njani ngibingelele wena ngibingelele uJune lokhuluma umbongeni wamtishani Harding madoda mina ukuba khona kwaStuart Baxter ngeke ebhenjini bengibona ukuthi mina sale seqedela le ndoda le yakwaZwane saseyiqedela kuze kufike kufaye ngoba sekubonakele kulama game la ukuthi ngempela ikhona inako manje ukuba khona kwaStuart Baxter ngiyasaba nginovalo impela kodwa ke abafana ngibathembile abafana abanjengongcobo abanjengobhakasi mabenganikezwa ithuba nabo ngabo bangabalaba nabanye nje ophaka kodwa nginovalo nale ndoda yakwaNokovic
You're listening to Massive 11 with Nkululeko, Christoph Bongo, and Jabu Mahlangu, weekdays from 6 to 7 p.m.
11. Weekdays 6 to 7 p.m. and on Saturday 9 to 10 a.m.
All right, welcome back to Massive 11 on Massive Metro. If you're listening to us, massivemetro.com. Massivemetro.com, that's the website. If you want to hear perfect, clear, and concise sound, that's where you will hear a perfect version of the show. We've improved the sound on Facebook as well. That's why we have over 1,600 people watching us live now. We've put some microphones and we changed the phone as well. So we're happy about that. We know that as well. The camera quality on our YouTube live now is always dope as well. Baxter is back on the bench. There were some fans as well talking about that. Ukuthi ngabe bamyekela bamthathela uArthur Zwane ukuthi aqhubeke nomsebenzi on the bench, and Dylan Shepherd as well. Maybe let's talk about that as a starting point. Does it matter? The fact that it was Stuart Baxter, for me, in my opinion, bengimbona ukuthi kuma photos of training ground, it was him and Molefe Nseki in charge of the training. With that first leg and second leg, and we saw them as well on screen ukuthi they are there. So there is an influence but even like starting lineup.
Yeah, Nkululeko, there's a lot of different now. In terms of former play nervousness, they need to prove themselves. One cup final, baqala kudlala kule cup. Ku-CAF Champions League lesta. Final majority of them, it's the first time. Ngikhuluma ngeningi bonke nje. Sithi nje yonke leya team. Another thing they need to impress, they need to impress their coach on the bench. Remember, anything can happen. Season the coach can release you. So after beginning this thing, you good one now prove to the players. Even players need to prove himself. Abanye bamkene njengabo Ngcobo ba check njengalo mfana Ngcobo. He was playing the best game. One promoted uye. So bephinde amaplay kuna senior players futhi atawathole la. I didn't think indlela bekakhuluma nawo ngawo indlela noma kanjani atudlalile ibhola, so especially in South Africa Kaizer Chiefs. So bephinde be understanding ukuthi ayazini as protecting lengwenya na is protect naye bekathi makakhuluma nabo chance say enjoy ngoba manga check Nkululeko quality ayisini of Kaizer Chiefs, but other what he has brought when he talks even on the bench you can see respond ama player I good baba but they are better, he understanding ba far better ngoba we emphasize that if you make akunama fans, you can hear even noma game live. Let's play. Emphasize the game ukuthi ahlalini. Akade play the ball. You understand? You can see umuntu ukuthi lo ama emotions ilento ukuthi nervous, but yena bekathi ngcono sihliwe, but isihliwe ngudlala. Knowing ukuthi quality is enough. So now Stuart Baxter njoba ngisho.
Yeah, first leg every year with that Casablanca, and the second leg proved to my theory ukuthi, and I saw the pictures. He was in training. You could see that there was no emphasis on playing. It was overly defensive. They only crossed the center line 5 times in 2 legs.
Yazi danger yale game in. Akekho zoyibona ngithi manwini livar. Nkululeko idanger kakhulu because with that into engibabone ngabo they were not aggressive enough nabo phambi kwebhali. Ayi. Zimnandi in terms of playing. Azimnandi petty quality zenza konke but thinking aggressive. Be short that this thing is killing instinct. Whereby you bypass opponent yakho. You understand whereby you ruthless phambi kwebhali. Yabo you need finishing this thing ukuthi abanayi finish up. They do mamela bamnandi kakhulu. Banzima kakhulu Nkululeko benza umhlolo. And Ahly watching them against Sundowns. And even asikhuluma ngamanje previous ngiyabona ba ruthless phambi kwebhali. Banabantu that taken ba pressure quality technically they're very good in terms of sharing the ball. They move in with the team yonke. They when they attack, they've got when they attack on inside, other side join ingena phakathi. So ama wingers they score as well. You understand? If they go with other side to attack ngalo, other winger come inside. It creates a balance attack yabo. So anybody can score, especially going forward. Ama crosses not that much, but in Joba Shilu Pizza I know them. Uzokhathi supply. Angithi bangakhuluma kanjalo usho kanjalo uyenzile na last season playing them mangadlani Chiefs knowing ukuthi Chiefs aku Sundowns. So Nkululeko all in all ukutshela mina ngibona ama players they under pressure now, especially Kaizer Chiefs players. Ukuthatha uStuart bambeke lapha isebafaka under pressure ama players ngoba they need to prove themselves. Abakabi clear who's going to stay, especially players labekudaba khona. No one knows what we're going to stay. Bangakhuluma kusayinwe abaka release phela.
If it is true, my theory is true that Stuart Baxter picked the team and he gave them an approach because I saw him in training as well and we saw him at the stadium. If it's true that he's the one who was in charge the first leg and the second leg, yeah, Ahly. what difference does it make?
Yeah, with that.
So I'm so sorry. Yes, with that Casablanca. What difference does it make that tomorrow is going to be on the bench? And I was asking this to Utso as well, and he said it's completely different because when you are there at the stands, pressure yako, it's like you don't exist and they don't feel like they want to impress you.
It's like a spectator.
Yeah.
In fact, a coach and spectator. All right. A coach and spectator. Coach is giving instruction who owns the team. If you not want to do well, who is a bigger pension, who is a bigger stand, you take decisions. So you need to impress him. Fans, umuntu ohlela pofana ne fan. Aga exist. So I-pressure being accurate match. Yabo. So uStuart bekafika mhlambe second half akhulume lokakhuluma going to the stand. My players mabangene ground they hey the voice ka ata yiyo busy khuluma now. You understand Nkululeko? So it different Nkululeko cool. A huge different. They need to impress the coach on the bench from the first whistle. Made understand the style of play. I'm sure he's gonna shout a lot. When he's on the bench, I don't think it's 89 because you understand. Another thing, definitely shows a fair defensive. We are defender. He playing a transition. Yabo. So any Masega frustrated taking a sense or he concede a goal. The question is, how is he gonna cope with these players? His situation is over worse. Khanye is over better. Is he gonna able to take Uguti Mhlamba bakorile baconsider when he's on the bench than being on the stand where angeka khona ukukhuluma? Angazi ngithola. So inzima kakhulu Nkululeko situation. So Kaizer Chiefs bemeli win 3 games.
Yeah, all right, let's go to psychological impact. Ga ukuthi manje njengoba uBaxter is in front of him. Does he work less harder? And Utelan Shepard as well, because I mean they were both in charge. Does it now? And I think it's a big deal because I saw him go Newsroom Africa, I saw him go SAPC. He's all over. Arthur Kulumayena. He's like the face of that technical team. When they won against Wydad, even now, previewing this game, Ukulumayena. And I think he is getting this idea, mentality, I am the leader here. Do you think maybe tomorrow then he works less harder? Now that he's been relegated on the sideline?
It's unfortunate impilo man. It's impilo nzima kakhulu. Impilo you'll never know nam ukuthi sobe sikuphi kusasa. Nakusintegral. Yeah, sometimes ukhumbule kuyonke into esiyenzayo Nkululeko ikusasa silazi. Yabo atazwane njengoba ngisho if he lost a game asebenchini bengizo understand ukuthi bana this thing with their nervous going to another stage but to be honest, straightforward.
No,
yeah,
that's a possibility.
Yeah, ukuthi I was used and mabangadliwa is over worse. If they lost, it's gonna ngabe ngibe in charge. Lapha nalapha ngabe ngenzile. Though akana say much, he's not the head coach. If he lost, ngoba i-possibility yokuthi kwenzeka ama-changes maningi kakhulu. Ngoba even the approach igame ngendlela izodlala ngayo azothuka ama-player. In fact, Stuart Nkululeko nje obusha akusi i-coach believer ku-pretty football. But akusi coach believer ku-pretty football. I-question ukuthi if things are not going well kuye u-acta kanjani. Yabo atazwane bekaphinda abe another thing ukuthi bachita mhlambe come on ngoba naye ukhumbula uAta bekangakwazi ukufaka ama-player under pressure. Kungukuthi naye he was like bebafaka like bekazi ukuthi makufika omunye umuntu ngiyasuka.
Yeah, he's auditioning.
You understand? So all in all Nkululeko njengoba ngisho psychological ati mshayile.
So ngena deep match, it's 20 minutes to 6 o'clock. We have 20 minutes left on the show. We'll try and play some more of your voice notes. We'll also hear from Stuart Baxter a little bit more, and then we'll wrap it up as well. Apologies to anyone whose voice notes we can't hear or we can't play. We receive a lot of voice notes, as you can imagine. A very, very popular show. Indeed, we have thousands and thousands of people listening and watching us simultaneously as well. But we'll do, the most in terms of making sure that we play most of them. We'll respond to some of them as well. And then we'll wrap up the show in a bit. You're listening to Massive Metro. It's massivemetro.com. The name of the show is Massive 11. My name is Nkululeko Ngeu. He is Junior Khanye. Offensive high behind the scenes with Justice Chabalala and Castle helping us out as well.
Hi, this is Manala.
given they playing the biggest team in Africa, the most successful team in Africa, with a lot of experience, coached by Umusimane. So it's going to be a very tough game for them. But I believe Giovanni Nishola Baxter is sitting on the bench for the first time. Already, besesibonile philosophy yakhe on the past game, the semi-final, transition football. Hopefully, it's much more moving this time around. It's much more fluent. Izoyenza ngokushesha and then.
Hi, this is Dr. Muruti, the super producer from Pretoria. You're listening to Massive Metro.
It's gonna be a defensive. Kaizer Chiefs gonna be defensive in the first 15 to 20 minutes, but I think they can come with the title tomorrow. But we'll see. Pitso is a very genius coach.
Nkululeko, my brother, Nhlanhla lo. Tomorrow's game, there can be two scenarios. If Chiefs scores first, I'm expecting the normal Chiefs game. They'll score first and then they'll defend the entire game. And if Chiefs scores first, they'll win the game. But if Ahly scores first, I'm expecting a high-tempo game where Ahly will be all over Chiefs again. And they can even score 3 or 4 goals. Thank you.
Hi, this is Simba Maruma here. You're listening to Massive 11, the mecca of football lovers.
This is Lloyd from Pretoria, Orchards. Like Nagamtswana, but anyway, like Julian likes to say, Bulisa wena, Julie, Yaki Bulisa wena, Nkululeko, Kibulisa, the listeners, Massive Metro. Look, there's one thing that we need to look at. Chiefs high starter, this whole CAF journey. They had 3 coaches, Hand, Zwane, Nauke Baxter. The 3 musketeers. Unfortunately, Ukaraba Kopisa, Mishak Shatrak Labetniko. But now, one thing that I need to highlight, Kore, with all that copycat style, I don't think they're going to make it. Secondly, you should look at how Al-Ahly plays. I watched their final against Zamalek last year. Al-Ahly bona ebuhlungu. Al-Ahly ebuhlungu nedlala ko World Cup club tournament. Ebuhlungu Al-Ahly. Okayinyatsa whichever way you want, but I know Pitso as well. He's the mastermind. The same way I did Nkateng. Waba confused my Chiefs. They're so confused. I mean, Pitso ke mastermind. Pitso ke.
Hater, this is Renelwe Yelo Tulonyani, and you're listening to Massive 11, the mecca of football lovers.
Ngibulise Nkululeko, my brother, ukatshendo down nasemsini. Cha mina ngokubona kwami kuzoya nge-experience kuzoya nge-experience kakhulukazi. Al-Ahly isine-experience esinesipiliyoni esiningi kwi-Champions League. So i-Kaizer Chiefs fethu ngisho kuthiwa iyathanda yabo okwena, but angiyiniki ngoba ikakhulukazi badlala bona banaleyo momentum kodwa
and you are listening to Massive 11, the mecca of football lovers.
Nkululeko, my brother, Junior Khanye lapho. We greet you all. The chairman, Junior Khanye. So, Nkululeko, my brother, the game that we are going to, the kind of the game that we are going to expect tomorrow, Kaizer Chiefs versus Ahly, it's going to be the transaction one. Because if you can look the record of Pitso Mosimane is going to do these 2 things. First, he's going to attack Kaizer Chiefs. After that, he's going to stay a little bit to give Kaizer Chiefs the confidence to come to us, to give that thing, to say, hey, guys, come to us. We're scared of you, so that you can punish them with the weak side. So, Nkululeko, tomorrow,
My name is Tulani Tuswa, Mamelodi Sundowns spokesperson. You are listening to Massive 11, the mecca of football lovers.
Sanibona njani bafowethu. Greetings to you all. Khanye bro, like first thing into engizoyisho ngithi isandla phezulu kumsimane, izandla phezulu ku-Athazwane necrew yakhe. Kanjalo-ke bhuti wami, kuyajabulisa ukubona nje ama-coach from eMzansi ahlangana ku-CAF Champions League final. Uyabona? So it's a big achievement for South African football, and I think it's a record again for South African football.
This is Brian Spider-Man Baloy, and you're listening to Massive 11, Mecca of football lovers.
Nkululeko, my brother, Sianda from Alexander. Champions League game final kusasa yengibheke kakhulu, especially Al-Ahly, i-midfielder yabo mayiseyidominate dictator igame. Lapho igame izobe iwinwa khona, and then attacking wabo obo Sharif kuzobe kunzima for i-Chiefs. If izobe iya ngokudefenda lapha kuzoba nzima, kumele i-try ukudlala nayo.
The music.
All right, welcome back to Massive 11 and Massive Metro, last stretch of the show, final radio show before the final of the CAF Champions League. Thank you so much, guys. I see there's so many messages that we are not going to be able to play, but I did try. I did try to play as many as we could, given the time as well. We have to wrap it up then. I remember in 2002, I remember this like it was yesterday. I was watching Ahly. They were the champions of the surprise. They were the champions of the CAF Champions League, and they played against the champions of the Cup Winners' Cup, Mandela Cup, Kaiser Chiefs. So in 2002, badlale Super Cup. I'm a champion with CAF, Cup Winners' Cup. Atlanta champions with CAF Champions League. I remember Cyril Nzama scoring a goal, a cross from Athazwane, if I'm not mistaken. And I also remember vividly, Uguti, at some point in that game, Uhasam Al-Hadari, goalkeeper of Egypt, Al-Ahly, he kicks the ball near his D-line, while she saw Brian Baloy out of his line, out of his box, because the ball is on the side, Al-Ahly. Why Shaya, pa! Shaya pale, because Brian Baloy has to chase back. I remember like it was yesterday. I was 12 years old when I watched that game. You were there? There you go. Talk to us about that game.
Yeah, being promoted. Yeah, being promoted. Especially ngaleya game bengidlala mina lapha kuleya team but ngintwana but kuleya game Dimitri ulo umushin wangitshela ukuthi don't play ndoda yabo kulesikhathi sekazovava wathi bheka la because bengiqeda ukusayina.
I didn't know you were there.
Bengila wathi ayazi kule game ngicela ukuresta because very experienced players, even the keeper, so kule intensity from dala labantu badlala elaba bantu philosophy yabo abayichange. I don't think the people that ngikhuluma nge-admin abarani football, they are very smart yabo. Pheka my bring Pitso there kunento abayibonile, they saw with the guy kunento azoyiletha ispark and yaspana. So Nkululeko lawajita laba njoba ngisho
mara nani team enswembu omabhedi onzama amajita experienced. You had a good team, but I remember that game. I was on SABC1 either on a Friday night or Saturday night. It was on the evening. I remember I was 12, and I remember just feeling, why are these guys so strong than our guys? Yeah, but about South Africa, as Egyptians, why are they so strong than the South African players? Because you guys, in our eyes, we saw Omapeti, Opaloy as big name players, but they were young kids there. It was 4-1.
Tina is comfortable in South Africa. In South Africa, we're very comfortable. mangidlala ku-Chiefs ngifuna ukwa-Chiefs aku-Chiefs. I don't wanna win things to go abroad. Whereby check us dominate abroad. You understand? These people ngikhuluma Egyptian, there's this guy Abu El Nane, star player ku Arsenal. He's playing regular.
Mohamed El
El
Nane,
Nane.
no Salah.
Salah. You understand? So Tina, we if we dominate la ku Chiefs, mangisa Chiefs nyak Pirates. Mangisa Pirates. And I don't think I can win playoff the season this year, next season, playoff the season. Another year. I can't. Mangi win this year, not even 3 goals I can score next year. I'll luminize, paper wonke. The media lie, you understand? To the exposure nala bengisatotosa contetema whereby mele ngambe sebagijima ngenye pace and now I get carried away. Ngikhuluma nami ngiyaranya yazi ivara. Yabo when I came to PSL first season, ngweni young player of the season, I won about 8 men of the matches in a row. Discovery of the 80 Chiefs, young player of the season PSL. Season elandelayo going down ngani behavior. Ngiyazibala njengoba ngitshela ngizibala ngebehavior with the talent. Nkululeko, I believe if media being adlali part enkulu whereby you will be in billboards, you will be anywhere. You understand? Bambing a pace whereby they mustn't get carried away. Whereby player against example, they are scored 3 goals against Orlando Pirates. Bam thengise ku media lendiyasha because ama agenda they kulaba utilize khona. So South African football iqeda na ile onto whereby is comfortable thina Nkululeko. Mangidlala la South Africa ngidlala ku Pirates ngifuna ngidlala kuya ku Sundowns. Sundowns I know they're gonna pump up big cash. Mangifika la ngithola competition sengwela ku Chipa United or Amazulu or Celtics. The career is over. So laba chita laba when they play style sabo mangaba check each and every Ahly you find them. You wanna with that. You find them with Champions League. You hardly see Chiefs idlala kule cup each and year if you find.
Yeah, if they don't win tomorrow, they're not gonna be there.
You understand? So ngizama ukuthi kuwe Nkululeko kunzima kakhulu ukukutshela lento engikutshela yona. Yes, it's tough ukuthi you believe but it's a reality. Lezo zinto lezi ezincane whereby nale politics ekhona manje ayibona i-league i-complicated kanjani. Why mele kube lento i-structure on the field yaslimaza. Asazi ukuthi i-league yoqala nini. We don't know what's going on. Ngalento leyo yalena.
There you go. Maskabele Zibale Ngengoku. We have 5 minutes left on the show. We need then to give clarity to our listeners and people who are watching us on our YouTube and our Facebook channel. What to expect tomorrow in terms of tactics. I'll start with myself. Having seen Kaiser Chiefs from game number 1 until now, I didn't expect them to be here. And it was only based on what I saw. I can't predict anything other than based on what I see. For me, it was unexpected. The fact that they played 180 minutes with Wydad Casablanca and they only had like 3 or 4 shots in total. It was just a matter of Wydad not converting those opportunities. I was of the opinion that Wydad Casablanca, their players, the quality of their players was on a different level with the quality that Kaiser Chiefs had. And that's why Kaiser Chiefs are number 8 in the league and they struggled to get to the top 8. That's my opinion about that game. With Ahly, I watched them against Arab contractors 4 days ago. The matches in Egypt, what I noticed is that Ahly and Zamalek, they are the 2 big teams. And what usually happens is that people just set up to defend against them. And in the game that I watched, they only scored around the 70-something minute. And then the second goal as well, around the 80th minute. But Ahly is so used to playing against some underdogs because everyone just expects to lose that they just defend, and then they won the game. So for me, I expect something very similar tomorrow, but I don't expect Ahly to lose the game tomorrow.
But if you're making a very good point. Manje mawuzokhuluma based on whatever you saw. It's a reality. That's how we predict games. You're talking on base whatever you saw.
Unfortunately.
It's a reality. And we cannot lie. Now I'm watching Kaiser Chiefs with the STV Premiership, whereby they lost game, whereby they are supposed to win. Nkuluma ngai Black Leopards. Chipa United draw with them. You understand? Equalizing as well. Losing their games at home. FNP. Nkululeko is very, very confusing. In fact, but game ngeke confused that much because manga check Kaizer Chiefs are a winning team. It's starting 11 so. Like now they've got the full squad as basho. The question is, are they fit now? Labantu abazobuya now. Igi team having a balance, they want to play those players. Because if injalo, yes, full squad, but they're not been playing good game wadlala even good have. Sikhuluma ngaman 3 weeks, bebadlala lama players. amanye ku-league bagcine njengokhama ngenza example is there, Zuma is there, gcine nge-Sundowns okanye after Sundowns Leopards, I remember. You understand whereby bamkhipha second half and i-confident iyakho Zuma. So Nkululeko uma uzothi une full squad is confusing. Another thing epalini you saw.
Oh yeah, that's a very big one. Akpay or Vuma or Khune, because you don't know.
We understand
it's like
ukuthi
dies. You don't
so
know
mina
who's gonna be the one.
Nkululeko i-team enjenge Kaizer Chiefs angika ayikusasa futhi they were fortunate ukuwina with that ngisakutshela namanje they were not aggressive enough man phambi kwebhali. Le ngwenya share ibhola Mameli campaign abinzima kakhulu. They've got a coach ufana uTeddy Mitro whereby is a mastermind coach. Uchange i-system kayi-3. He play 3-4-3, ayidlali 4-4-2, ibe 4-5-1. Or 4-2-3-1 even 4 times. But thinking ngaphambi kwebhali. They break you but abakhona ukuya behind nina. Bayokora especially ama-wing labantu abadlala laba badlala nge-front 3. Lama-wing wabo they dribble you and then recover. They be slow, ispeed abanaso. You understand? Abantu expect ukuthi bakore ile ngwenye edlala la end deep whereby double number 10 laba basuka from deep kanti le 3 ye kumele banike and they are striking force lo muntu odlala more central beyangabaniki nix. So i-Ahly engibone ngabo I midfield yabo enzima kakhulu badlala i-3-4-3 lezi ezi-4 heavy.
There's a number 15 there.
Uye lo dlala la badlala double 6 and then banengwenya ledlala right midfield naledlala ka left idlala ngo right ka left ile idlala ngo ka left idlala ngo right.
Oh I remember Shai Sundowns left from left to right.
Very dynamic player le front three ke on clinical. So i-question nje engizibuza ngabo ama crosses but cross ba clever kakhulu Pitso is clever you know Chiefs bakhathi supply ngithi if you know ukuthi playing team ayikho team enzima ngama cross I mean angeke ngiyidebate because ibhola esemonisi elibhola isibhola bakhathi supply uzokrossa kanjani ngoba qala mabani press Nkululeko nofika kanjani nahamba bayankora cause enye into engiyibone ngala front three abayibuyi le front three le press high so bese yasondela i4 laba bayila.
That's what we were arguing against the Sundowns and I was arguing ukuthi why do you need Sereno and I think it was Mabu a wide front no Sereno. Why do you need them to cross the center and help you? Why can't you always have? That's what's one of the reasons why Sundowns lost away with Ahly with that second goal mistake Onyango is because they were not threatening enough. No more two, but they were needed to assist Emva. And you make a good point with Ahly. If you have a front three, that's your front three. Ikamalabo front three. You don't need them to come back with D-line yakho bazokuncedisa.
Iyanange coaching on the bench whereby you never. That's why we win ama trophy 3 last season. It front three abayazi irole yayo. Pitso knew ukuthi le front three ngifuna attack.
Yeah.
If they defend go inside, simple. Ukudefenda kwabo buya lapha phakathi babe near to each other, simple. And then nabadlula these people behind them kune defensive midfield. Badlala nga double center back lo muntu lo Rivaldo whereby udlala number 6 mara ubuyele emuva ngithi laba bala boy 3 labo oyi1 ya side nomunye le bese Rivaldo become 2 kuba ama double center back ayi2 nolibusa. So ngizama ukuringa ukuthi ifuna ni understanding ngoba Nkululeko ivara ukuthi manje ku Sundowns ubona baluzela ama trophy whereby ba win trophy le1 up front they dropping too much. Labantu abayi-3 kumshishi this season umbheke ukuthi unjani on and off is getting injured because extra mile is working.
Right, we have 30 seconds. We're doing radio. What do you see happening tomorrow?
I Nkululeko kutshelile 2-0 even more because in fact 2-0 2-0 iyayibala kuleko kunzima kakhulu ngoba 1 bazoyipress iChiefs, second rely ku this thing ukuthi ngisoba breaker nakuma set pieces yabo mara yabona ngizokutshela Nkululeko uPitso the way a smart ngakhona i-Kaizer Chiefs is going to have answers for him and i-Chiefs I don't think angiboni banama answer for Pitso le game yakusasa badlala nomuntu ba fortunate ukuthi bafikele bafike khona but Pitso is fortunate as well so very difficult yo. There
you go. It is what it is. It's a final. We were building up to this when we were the only platform in South Africa to give you Champions League with Sundowns and Chiefs and the CAF Confederations Cup with Orlando Pirates. We were the only platform here, or SABC, SuperSport, that were struggling to show you these matches. We were giving you the previews and post-match, and it was all building up to this point. This was the ultimate thing. I never thought that a South African team was going to get here, but one of them is here. I said Sundowns are not going to get to the final. He said so too, and we said Chiefs is not going to get to the final, but Chiefs are here. Tomorrow is a football match. All the best to the two teams. Thank you very much for watching us. MassiveMetro.com, Itiski TV on Facebook, Itiski Times on Twitter. We are Itiski TV, of course, on YouTube as well. Thank you so much for watching us.